Hey everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining me for another episode of my Middlesbrough career on FIFA 15. In the previous video, my quest to get Middlesbrough back into the Premier League began as we played our first game in this season's championship at home at the Riverside against Reading, and it was a very convincing 3-1 win there. We also went on to knock Preston North End out the first round of the Capital One Cup. It was a hard fought game as it ended 1-0, but we're through to the next round nevertheless, so very happy about that, and you guys will be able to find out who we're drawn against for the second round a bit later on in this episode. But first, our second game of this season's championship campaign away from home at the DW Stadium against Wigan. We found ourselves in the lead just under 20 minutes gone of the game. It was Adamar that recognised the run of Kike and just passed the ball in. It was nicely done and it was just a simple tap in from there. I mean, Al Habsi going the other way, thinking maybe it was going to end up in the bottom left hand corner, but no, all it took was a feather of a touch from Kike to find the back of the net, and moments later I thought Wigan had found the equaliser as Parmesan was off his line, and I thought for a split second he had been caught off guard. How embarrassing that would have been, seeing that I've only really just signed him here in the summer transfer window. It wouldn't have helped his case if he wanted to secure a first team spot in between the sticks for the rest of the season if that had gone in. Now, carrying on throughout the first half, Kike had a real eye for goal. He was looking very dangerous when coming up against the opposition of Wigan's back four. He went for goal, looking to find the back of the net again for Middlesbrough, but it just fizzled out into nothing because of so many bodies in the area and the ball taking so many deflections, and it was just a simple save then for Al Habsi. But with half-time fastly approaching, I was pulling out all the stops. I was looking to increase our lead, and we almost found it. Kike on the end of that perfectly timed cross from Adamar into the box, but Kike just couldn't bring it down, couldn't keep the ball under control, and the ball ended up going into the crowd instead. Wigan came very close to getting an equaliser. It was like a battle between two heavyweights this game. Wigan against Middlesbrough. It still stood at 1-0. Wigan had so many chances before half time. I think the referee was holding back just a bit. Maybe the ref had been talking to Dave Whelan before this game kicked off, but Parmesan with a good save there, stopping the ball in its tracks, stopping it from finding the back of the net and stopping Wigan from getting that equaliser. To be fair to Wigan though, before half time they kept plugging away trying to find that goal, and obviously finding a goal before half time would have put them in good stead going into the second half. Maybe they could have come up with something else. They were looking very threatening actually going forwards, not so much at the back. I mean, I thought they were pretty weak. You can see Whitehead here just working his way through. Their left back really slacking on his duties there, and we managed to whip in a quality cross, but Vossen just puts it out into the crowd. I was having no luck whatsoever when it came to headers in this game against Wigan. We had one final set piece from a corner against Wigan, but we just couldn't do anything with it. In the second half we really did take our foot off the gas completely. Our attacks amounted to nothing apart from this last chance. Winshut lobbed the ball over the top, finding Vossen, who was totally onside, and he took the ball away, took in the game into bed, as that would be the final score for Middlesbrough. 2-0 against Wigan. That would be our second game in a row now. 2 games in, 2 games won in the championship. Nicely timed finish as well from Vossen, and Parmesan can be very pleased with that performance. Yes, he almost got caught out earlier in the game with that header from Holt, but apart from that he did a very good job, stayed solid in between the sticks, and so far I'm very happy with that signing. So far so good for me at Middlesbrough. 2 wins in 2 games. As always, I like to have a quick look at the headlines, see what's going on. Good start for PAYTON. Just watch us go, PAYTON said. I love that. Just watch us go. Watch us fly. Hopefully we can fly throughout this career mode with Middlesbrough. That would be brilliant. I did put in a loan offer for Ever Balanta, the Football Manager Legends, but that got rejected. I also put in a loan offer for Fabrice Kobo, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and they accepted, so I'm happy to bring him in to strengthen our back four again. And as you can see here, I was just putting in loads of inquiries for players. You've got to see who's available, who you can snap up, as I wanted to bring in maybe just one more player before the transfer window slams shut Daniel Redmond was an option, so was Tom Bradshaw, and also Michael Deleu, who's not just a striker, he's a very versatile player. He can play as a central attacking mid, can play on the left or the right. So I put in an offer of 950 grand, see what they would say before the transfer window shut. As we moved on to our next game, the third game in the Championship, the last game of the month, at home at the Riverside against Birmingham City. There's my starting lineup, and Sue, Adamar, Tomlin, Forshaw, they've been fantastic so far this season, but it's still early days, as you guys know. Birmingham City, you know, they're another team a bit like Middlesbrough that used to be stuck in the Premier League. They used to have a decent set of players at their club, and now they're just stuck in the Championship, just waiting to lift themselves up, get the right formula, if you will, to get them back into the Premier League. Unfortunate for them though, I'm in charge of Middlesbrough. I'm here to try and get them back up into the league, maybe some other day. And, you know, I did think that they had found the back of the net and opened up the scoring at the Riverside as the ball just went wide of the mark, hitting the back post, which holds up the net itself. So very worrying early on coming up against Birmingham. So things had to change for Middlesbrough. We had to start looking to hit Birmingham on the counter with pace, and the only way I could find that is obviously using my wingers in Adamar and Nsue. And Adamar almost found the back of the net. Unfortunate for him, he clipped the outside of the post and it just rolled across the line for a goal kick, and I really thought he was going to bury that one with the space and time that he was given by the left back of Birmingham. I can't quite remember who was actually marking Adamar at the time, but we missed that. We did go on to get a free kick though, with 26 minutes gone, just outside the penalty area. Pretty poor challenge, probably should have been more than a yellow card for Morrison, but it was a good opportunity here, and I was a bit unsure who I should be choosing to take the free kick, and eventually I fell on Forshaw. He's got better stats really, and I just fired it straight at the wall. Nothing came of it. So disappointing. After all that build-up, very disappointing. But Fredericks with a good challenge there, released Forshaw, who found Kike, and I was pushed out wide here, surrounded by blue shirts. The referee did give an advantage as there was a bit of tugging going on there. One thing you couldn't fault in this game was Middlesbrough's passing. It was brilliant, and that's the thing that I've loved over these last 3 games playing as Middlesbrough. It's just the passing, how fluid. You wouldn't think it, but it has been fluid, and it's just really ticked for us at the moment. And it did there. Whitehead, just a shame that he couldn't get a shot on target. He did get a second chance and it just went wide, and I don't know what happened here. Donaldson was given so much time on the ball. It's almost as if things went into slow motion and Donaldson was moving in real time, and he was allowed to get his shot away, but for some strange reason he hit the side net, and I really thought he had Parmesan beaten at the near post. Obviously I was relieved when I saw the net rippling on the other side. Birmingham, they didn't get put off their game though. They kept coming at us, but our defence kept saying no. We kept snuffing out each attack that they were putting together. I liked that little header to head, and I was really expecting maybe a volley to happen there. But you can see how quick we hit Birmingham on the counter. Some of their players out of position. We had to take advantage of that, but we just couldn't do it. We just came up short against Birmingham at the Riverside in front of the home fans. It was even Stevens as we just come away with a point. What a way to end the month. We really should have ended on a high with 3 points. That would have been ideal, but it just wasn't to be. And then it was on to the transfer deadline day. Deals happening all over the place. My offer for Michael Deleu had been rejected, and I wasn't sure what to do at this point because I knew that I wanted to bring in just one more player, one more maybe striker. I mean, you can see the list of bids that I put in for players like Fallin from QPR, Delafonzio, I think that's how you pronounce his name, from Blackpool. I put in a £1 million bid, keeping in mind that I don't have much of a budget at Middlesbrough, and I carried on my pursuit for Michael Deleu, seeing if we could capture him at the age of 27. I put in a 1.2 bid, which was slightly more than the 950,000 that I put in before, just trying to get the team to accept because there was only hours left. And again, they went ahead and rejected. It was a bit deflating, really. But of course, I kept persisting. I put in a bid of 1.21 mil this time, seeing if they would then eventually accept. The thing is with Deleu, again, as I've already mentioned, he's a pretty versatile player, whereas Nathan Delafonso from Blackpool isn't. He's just a plain straight-out striker, and I know that I've already signed J. Emmanuel Thomas. I've got Bamford, but having Delou, he could be seen as a backup player that we can use throughout this season. And don't think I haven't taken notes of all your suggestions, guys. In the first episode mainly, which was amazing by the way, I have been taking note and probably will look into quite a few of those players, maybe in the January transfer window, or maybe come next season if I do get promoted. When I use that financial takeover, who knows what will happen. Players will leave and players will come in. It's exciting times for Middlesbrough in this career mode. I did get my contract offer rejected by Michael Delou, but as always, we had time and I was going to stay persistent, trying to get my man, trying to get that final signing done before the window slams shut, and we did tie up the contract with a deal worth 1.21 mil for Michael Delou. We have sealed the deal. He is now part of Middlesbrough for the rest of this season, just when it looked like he wasn't going to sign on that dotted line. And it looks like Man City have been the busiest team in this transfer window, offloading Aguero to Madrid, bringing in Cavani, Vidal, and also Godin. The amount of money spent, absolute madness. Anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all very soon for the next one.